What's up guys, Abe here, and today we have a Blackwing deck profile with the new cards from Darkwing Blast. Let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. So, some of the new monsters we're playing a lot of the new stuff. But we got 3 of Shudri. This card's great. It searches a card that has Blackwing Dragon in its name. So that's going to help you search out Shamal, Black for the Whirlwind if you really need it, Batu or Vata, whatever his name is. Yeah, great card. And also, if you really need to, you could summon a token with this, but you do take 700 damage. We usually don't use that effect too much, but it's there in case you need to. For the next card, not a new card, but a really good card, and 3 Simone the Poison Wind. Yeah, this card's broken, you know, the fact that you can still have your normal summon even after the fact is pretty crazy. Yeah, just a good card. It gets out your Black Whirlwind, you know, and it's just great. It's a great card. It searches out your Shudri because Shudri is only 1400, so that's pretty crazy too. For the next new card, we're going to play 3 Vata. So this is kind of what Blackwing needed, since we go into 6s a lot. Vata is just a great level 2 tuner that we need. Before, you had to use Blizzard and stuff, and Blizzard needed something in the grave, but now there's something you can just summon from your hand. You only do it once, which is fine, because we can still summon it multiple times off of Black for the Whirlwind and whatnot. And also the second effect to basically synchro from your deck is crazy. Obviously you can only summon Blackwing Dragon, but you know, we'll take it, especially now with the way the deck plays. It's pretty easy to do that. For the next 3 we're going to be playing 3 Shamal the Sandstorm. This card's great. We do have finally a level 4 tuner that we can summon, because before Oster was only a cannot be special summoned, so we couldn't like summon it out with like wise tricks and things like that or whatever it is. So now we have one that we can summon from the deck, or be able to at least be special summoned. So Shamal's great. And also, if you were to synchro, or if you summon a Blackwing synchro, you can then banish it and add a Blackwing monster back from your graveyard to your hand. So yeah, this card's pretty crazy. Has a lot of utility. Now we're going down to the other Blackwings. We still play some of the old ones, obviously, but compared to like my last deck profile, we don't play a lot of the new. I mean, we still play some of the old stuff, but like not like 3-0s anymore. We are playing double Bora. Bora we only play still because it's a level 4, so it's easy to go into level 8s. And also it doesn't have the restriction like Chris, where you can only special summon once per turn, like that way, or like, you know, special summon it once per turn. So Bora is just if you need link fodder, synchro material, extra body, whatever it is. Bora is just easy to go into. But yeah, only 2. You could play 3 if you want, but I just played the 2 just because of that effect to just keep summoning himself. Now we go into a lot of the 1-ofs. 1 Chris. It sucks that this card's like now people cut it or they play 1. I still like playing the 1 because you still can special summon it at least once. And it's a 1900 beater. Also, like in case you really need to search something in the deck, Chris helps because its attack is 1900, so that way you can kind of search basically any Blackwing monster in your deck. But only 1 because we don't need him that much anymore. Zephyros, you only play 1 because of its effect. It's once per duel, so we only need to play 1. Sucks when you do draw it. 1 Oster, I still like to play 1 Oster just for like, you know, second and third turns. You know, like if you know you're gonna be banishing a lot of stuff, you know, off of Vata, or not Vata, but like you know with the cards in the deck like Shamal. You can bring back Shamal with Oster, even though it doesn't really do anything. But you know, but the fact that you have something, or since we do banish a lot because we still play lore and things like that, Oster just helps get those monsters back. Because like, let's say you do have a Zephyros in your hand and you're like, you know, use a lure just to dig for something, and you have to banish the Zephyros, you can at least get it back with Oster, if you've, you know, already done your other shenanigans. So yeah, that's why we still play the 1-of, just because it's good for the later game. 1 Gale, I said some people don't play this. I still play it. This is a pure Blackwing deck, by the way. We don't play any Bestials. It's not super competitive. It's for a more casual setting. Okay, you know, new cards came out, gotta play it. But yeah, with Gale, it's still a good utility card. You need to get over something. Its effect is still annoying as hell, even though you probably won't use it as much. But if it ever comes up, you can use its effect. So that's why we still play the Gale, and also because it can special summon itself. And in case you get disrupted going into your level 6s or level 8 synchros, you can at least go and fall back onto the level 7s. We still play Armor Master, just in case like they interrupt your like nothing play or whatever. You can at least go into Armor Master just to stall a little bit. So yeah, Gale's still a really good utility card. For level 2s, the 1-ofs, we play 1 Harmattan. Harmattan is really, we don't use it anymore for like its hand effect. We use it more for Vada, because that way you dump your Zephyros, you dump Harmattan, 6 + 2 = 8, and you can summon Blackwing Dragon. So that's really why we play it in this deck. 1 Chinook, just because we can search it. You're going to be using like Sudri, like three, you know, I've been watching a lot of videos on how to do combos and stuff, how the new cards work. That's why like now the deck doesn't have a lot of the old stuff, at least like, you know, running 2 3 a copy. So but Chinook is something, you know, kind of Blackwings needed. They need some kind of negate from hand, you know. We got Galoot, you know, to stop attacking and stuff, or like, you know, fear the attack, you know, have an Honest in the deck. But obviously we don't play Galoot anymore. So Chinook is now good for those to negate something, especially if you have like your Blackwing Dragon out, or the new Assault Dragon guy, or anything else out there. Yeah, Chinook's just a decent card, and that's why we just play 1 of. We don't need more of it, just because, like I said, we just need it for the negate effect. Orochi is crazy, man. It helps you get into your Hot Red Dragon Abyss, which is pretty crazy. You can summon that in this deck, but hey, when they make it too generic, you know, why not? But yeah, Orochi is just good for that. And in case you don't do it for that play, you need to go into an 8 or a 7 or something like that. It helps with that too. So but yeah, for the last 2 monsters, we're playing Double Ash. Just a hand trap, you know. If you don't want to play these, you don't have to. But yeah, Ash is Ash. Now we go on to the spells. Black Whirlwind, obviously we gotta play 3 of, right? Searches out whenever you normal summon. You can basically normal summon 1 2 3 times in a turn, basically. So you get 3 searches. You have double Black Whirlwind, you can search more, but you really don't want to have double Black Whirlwind down. I kind of saw that now, because now we just kind of want to search everything. Now we can actually have some like 1 2 card combos in Blackwings, compared to before we kind of need like 3 4 cards to combo. So yeah, Black Whirlwind, 1's good enough on the field. Obviously if you get disrupted or something, then having that second one in hand in case you were to draw it or whatever helps out, because then it's like, okay, no, I can still keep going. But yeah, Black Whirlwind, just a crazy card, especially since we can manipulate the normal summons we get in the turn. Double Black Feather Whirlwind. Now, like I said, in a more competitive build, because some people have played this in a competitive setting, and it's performed pretty well in some fashion. Black Feather Whirlwind, a lot of people probably play 1. Since it's pure Blackwings and it's a casual setting, we're playing double, because it does suck when you draw it like in your opening hand or whatever, or like your 6th card or whatever, because you can't get like Shudri usually can search it out, or you use your mom most of the time to search it out, because you know it's just a discard search, right? So that way you can kind of chain block and things like that. Kind of reminds me of Mermills in a way, to help chain block. But yeah, Black Feather Whirlwind's great. Gets back your Blackwing monsters, kind of what Blackwing needed, because Black Whirlwind helps search out monsters, but once we use them all, we have no follow-up, or we have no, like, if we get disrupted, there's no way to keep going. So Black Feather Whirlwind helps with, you know, continuing our plays, getting some resources back, you know, everything we invest in to make a synchro, because, you know, you need 2 monsters, sometimes 3, usually 2. At least we can get stuff back. So it helps with the getting some recursion into the deck. For generic spells, Triple Lure. Obviously if you have Product Prosperity or something, or something of the like, probably use that instead. But cards still can be expensive for certain people. I just choose not to buy it just because can't right now. But like we always say, casual don't mean broke. I'm broke at the moment, but doesn't mean I can't get it. I just choose not at the moment. Just, you know, like I said, just try to give people budget options and stuff like that, especially in a casual setting, you know. Obviously, when you play against certain friends, some people like playing competitively, if that makes sense, casually, like where they go all in and stuff. They have all the cards, forbidden droplets, all that stuff. And there's other times when you play your other friends who, you know, they're more casual about it. They have play cards like this, or like, you know, they don't play like the powerhouse cards that usually a lot of people play. But Allure of Darkness just helps getting some draws, and it, like I said, it combos real well with the Oster. Obviously, we don't use Oster like we used to, but you know, we can still get stuff back. So the fact that we banish one sometimes doesn't hurt too much, because we're already banishing off like Simoon and stuff. So yeah, so the cost of 2 cards for a Blackwing doesn't hurt us in this deck as much as some other people might think at times. Triple Dark Ruler. I would assume in this deck you want to go first, because now, like I said, now you can do more stuff with less cards. That makes sense. Like now, instead of needing 3-4 cards to combo off, you just need like 2, maybe 3, at the most. But yeah, Dark Ruler No More is just good powerhouse cards. You know, it's affordable now. So you know, it's just like I said, I know it's supposed to be casual, but you know, sometimes you need something to help you out. So Dark Ruler is just a great card, and it's not once per turn. And then for the last card, Call by the Grave, it's at 1 for a reason. Yeah, Call by the Grave is just a good card. That's all I got to say about it. And for the traps, we don't have too many traps. We just play double Twin Shadow. I play 2 only because I like that obviously you can summon stuff right for free, basically, using this card. And it bypasses like Ascendant, which you need 3 materials, or maybe some other monster that needs a tuner synchro and things like that. But yeah, the reason why I like this card is it kind of shuffles back your extra deck. So like, obviously at first you're going to summon Ascendant and things like that, but let's say later down the line, like, man, like you want to make either another level 10, like maybe you summon Armor Master or something, the level 10 one, and things like that. You you'll say you can make it with stuff. Let's say you already went through a lot of your extra deck monsters, the synchro monsters, and you can't wait, like you can't climb back into it if that makes sense. So I guess the second one just helps with recurring some materials or some synchros back, so that way you have some kind of follow-up. Because if, you know, obviously we're trying to put all our eggs in one basket, and in case we get blown out, we can at least have some kind of recursion. And also Twin Shadow helps with I forgot what combo video I was watching this on, but like, you know, if somebody Dark Rulers you have, you know, Hot Red Dragon Abyss, obviously you can't chain it with a monster effect, so you activate this, and then you Hot Red Dragon Abyss, negate that, and you can negate the Dark Ruler that way. Which I forgot you could do that. But yeah, Twin Shadow is good just to get back some synchro monsters, put some stuff back in your deck, and that way you can kind of pop off again. But yeah, really good card. And then for the last one, Triple Impermanence, just a good all-around card. You know, if you can, like, you already have your board, and then you have, let's say you have Abyss, you have Armor Master, you have the new guy, and then, you know, you have Twin Shadow, and then you have Impermanence. You're walled up pretty well. So yeah, Impermanence is just a good card, whether you're going first or second. Now we go into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, for level 6, 1 No Thung. I used to play double of this, but now the extra deck can be kind of tight, and also because we need a tuner synchro. So we have to cut this down to 1. And like I said, when it comes to Twin Shadow, it can help us recur stuff back. So that way, if we want to go into level 10, or I have an extra deck monster here that I know a lot of people will be like, why would you play that? But it's just a way just to cycle back stuff. And like I said, it's just something fun you can do. It doesn't always have to be competitive and all that stuff. We'll get there, and then y'all can kill me in the comments. It is what it is, whatever. But No Thung, great card. Burns your opponent. Helps in time. and get you the extra normal summon, and that's pretty broken in Blackwings. One Boar Storm. So this is the new guy. You don't play many of him. He is a Foolish Burial as well for Blackwings. But most of the time we're going to use him for material for the Assault Dragon. And yeah, that's really why we have it in the deck. One Armor Master, because like I said, if you get disrupted or you need a stall or something, Armor Master is great for that. Yeah, he's just a decent card. Silverwind the Ascendant, just making sure it's in the frame. One Silverwind the Ascendant. Yeah, before, you know, like I said, we couldn't make this card as easy, and that's why I never played. But now with Twin Shadow, we can bypass its material, and because it is considered synchro summoned, it doesn't check for the materials, but it's considered a synchro summon, so you are able to pop with Ascendant. So yeah, so the fact that a card like Twin Shadow can bring a card like this back is pretty dope. One Blackwing Dragon. I mean, you can play multiple if you like, because you want to go into multiple of the Assault Dragon or whatever. But we just play the one, and like I said, with Twin Shadow, it can help us recurse stuff back. We can use Vada or something like that in this to make a level 10, whatever need be. Yeah, Blackwing Dragon, just gotta play the one of. One Blackwing Assault Dragon. Yeah, it's just a good card. Burns your opponent, kind of reminds me of like a Flare Metal Dragon. And then if your opponent doesn't deal with it quick enough, you can blow up their whole field, and especially if they start picking off your monsters and stuff. I mean, you don't want to blow up your own field either, like if you have stuff. But if, let's say, they were picking one by one, and you know, it's kind of like your last resort. That's basically what it is. It's a last resort. So you know, it can punish your opponent if they're not careful enough. One Blackwing Full Armor Master. Yeah, you know, this card's unaffected by stuff, so it's a great way of, unless your opponent's playing kaijus, you know, it kind of sucks. But yeah, Full Armor Master, great card. Yeah, it's just a good card, and then it could, you know, could steal opponent's monsters. Now this is gonna be this. I don't want to say it's a spicy tag or anything, but this is just something where, like I said, with Twin Shadow, since we can shuffle stuff back, and I just, you know, we can summon something, you know. Everybody's gonna kill me when I play this, but the Assault Wing, this came out in Dark Illusion, and you know, nobody played it because it was too hard to summon. But because we're not going to use effect really and stuff like that, it's just going to be basically a 3k body, but it is a level 12, and it gets Nothing back in the extra deck and get Borrowstone back in the extra deck. That's the way I look at it, is a way to get those monsters back, because if we put all our eggs in one basket and we need a follow-up, we got to put something back. So in case we don't, you know, in case we do get blown out, we can put stuff back, and then we can trade it for something, and then later obviously something again. So I know this might be not a very popular take, but that's the reason why this card's in this deck. And like I said, this is all casual, fun, not competitive, not meant to be competitive, just an idea, right? But he's also, he looks pretty cool. I think he looks dope, so that's why he's in the deck. For your regular synchros, we're playing one Savage Dragon, because there are some cards that do lock you into only summon darks or only summoning dark synchros. So Savage Dragon is one you could summon. Since now we can make level 8 pretty easily. Before it was kind of only like 7, sometime 8, and then 10s. But now it's pretty easy to summon 6, 8, and 10. So that's why we play Savage Dragon, especially, you know, usually our line of play, we're going to have Weistrix out, and obviously Weistrix is going to die sooner or later. So that way we can, you know, we're able to summon another 8 again. We can summon Savage Dragon, and that way we can get, we can use Weistrix as the material for this, or use it for its effect. So yeah, Savage Dragon, good card. The one Hot Dragon Abyss. Yeah, if I can negate a face-up card, broken. But yeah, the fact we can summon in this deck, great. For the links, one Weistrix. You could play 2 if you want, for like follow-up and stuff, but we are going to run through our Shamals pretty fast. That's usually what we use the Weistrix for. But yeah, Weistrix, just the one of. I think that you only need one of. For the last 4 is going to be just generic links. I know this is a lot in my deck profiles. Phoenix and Unicorn. Excuse me. Yeah, Yeah, they're just good cards, generic cards. We don't have a lot of inherent instruction in the deck compared to like Blackwing Assault Dragon or things of the like. So in case you're out in a bind and you need to spin something or destroy spell and trap, like some kind of floodgate that you can somehow get around, that's what they're here for. Just to have those pesky cards that, you know, we can't get over with our Blackwing monsters. One share egg, because, you know, even if you do summon a bunch of and luckily this is a dark too, so in case you only lock yourself out of dark instead of dark synchros, you can still summon this. And also sometimes with Blackwings you kind of can flood the field with like a bunch of little monsters and then turn it into share egg. So yeah, so the fact that we can, like, you know, since we're banishing stuff and whatnot, we might be able to get its effect off. So share egg's still a good card for any beast warrior or wing beast deck. And then access code for the last card, because access code is access code, and like I said, you could trade all your little guys for a big guy, so that's why we play the access code. But that is it for the deck profile, you guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. How do you like the new cards from Darkwing Blast? I know it's a little late, but Blackwing is still a fun deck to play. Like I said, the fact that I'm seeing it around in regionals and things like that, it's great. It gives kind of revitalize the deck, because Blackwings, they never stop getting support. But yeah, it's pretty crazy what Blackwings can do nowadays. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Check out our affiliate link on TCG Player. If you want to ever build this deck or buy this card or want to get the deck for a friend, it's pretty cheap as well. It's not too expensive for the new stuff. Especially because they reprinted it in Light's Revenge, I believe, or whatever the new Battles of Legend is. But yeah, if you ever want to buy cards, use that link, watch our videos, share on social media, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.